Welcome back. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. I'm Rod, and I'm here to do the VC 2022 vinyl tag. Wow. 2022, man. I tell you, the last 2 years have been a real trip. And I appreciate the VC because it's kept a lot of us like me sane over these last couple years, to have an outlet, a group of friends to hang out together and talk about music. So thank you one and all, and I mean that. It's been really cool being accepted. And the coolest thing about the VC, you're a member when you say you're a member. It's like that. Doesn't matter if you have one album or 100,000, The VC tag is something that's been going around. I've been around for about 4 years. It's been going around for as long as I've been here. Andrew's made the tag the last couple of years. Excuse me, eyelash in the eye. This year, someone else jumped on it, and which is really, really cool. And my mind just went flipping blank of who did it. I want to say Billy. There are 22 questions because it's the year 22. That just dawned on me. Wow, there's 22 questions. First question: the favorite album you purchased in 2021, and I don't think he meant new music. I think he just meant our favorite purchase. He didn't say the favorite release. And this was mine. This is the Stevie Ray Vaughan original master recording, One Step. I've showed this before. I love this. I love it. I love it so much I'm afraid to play it. And my number is, it's either 0004, which I don't think it is, so it must be 6604 out of 7,000. Wouldn't that be cool if it was the fourth? Nevertheless, it sounds wonderful. This is probably my favorite purchase for 2021. Take my glasses off so I could read. First live band you ever saw or first live performer? Aerosmith, and the reason I'm showing this album is this is the tour. Unfortunately for me, I've seen Aerosmith one time, and it was without Joe Perry. Young, when I saw that concert, it was really my first. Had seen Beatlemania, but I don't think that counts. That was my first concert. I remember we had floor seats. Thought I was so cool. I was at a concert. I'd bought the T-shirt. We bought a joint from a dude that was there, and we smoked it, and I thought it was great at the time, but I was high as a kite, and it was my first concert I had ever seen. He wants us to show a duel, a two-piece, a duel. I got these all out of flipping order. A duo. Come on, where's my duo? It's not going good, folks. What has gone on? I found it. Man, I wish I had some editing skills. This is Jerry Garcia and John Kahn. Wonderful little album live, just the two of them, January 27th, 1986. And that's what I'm going with for my pick on this one. Next question, an album in the Shrink. We got a lot of the Shrink. I'm going with Bob Marley. It's still in the Shrink. I bought it at Wild Honey Records. Natty Dread, really good album. This series they're putting out, the Half Speed Master, the Bob Marley's, man, they're fantastic. The sound is phenomenal. Highly recommend this series. Okay, a concept album. I decided not to show any Pink Floyd because I always show Pink Floyd Animals album because I absolutely love that. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of people showing Floyd, so I decided not to, and I am going with Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. A lot of people may not consider, and this is in the shrink. I could have used this for an album in the shrink. A lot of people may not consider this a concept album, but yet it was. It was set about a guy who was home from the Vietnam era, Born in the USA. A lot of people use that as a highly patriot song, which it is, but maybe for the wrong reasons, if you know what I mean. Born in the USA, of course, it had Cover Me, Working on the Highway, about a working man, Downbound Train, I'm on Fire, Bobby Jean, No Surrender, Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark. I was graduating high school when this came out. And it was, man, I was into punk rock, man. I was really into that punk rock scene. And I secretly, my secret pleasure, my guilty pleasure, was this flipping album. Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark, Cover Me, the Born in the USA album is my concept album I'm choosing. All right, an unopened album. And this is going to be a twist in this video, guys. An unopened album, Kiss. It's an unofficial release. It's unopened from Mind Control Records. The reason it's not open is I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Kiss. So I'm going to give that album away in this video. So if you're a Kiss fan, hang tight. Hang tight. New to me. The Beatles. No, I'm teasing. New to me. An Apple a Day. It's actually a picture disc. And this is a reissue of a kind of a psych rock album. Phenomenal. This was VCLT. My lottery winnings. British psych band Apple. The name of the album was A Day. So, An Apple a Day. New to me. Really, really cool music. Very, very cool VCLT. Lottery winnings. A live album. One of the baddest mothers alive today playing guitar. In my opinion, he is one of the top 5 living guitar players. It's Gary Clark Jr., and he's a Texan. Killer album. Live music from Gary Clark. The Texan Gary Clark. Let's be real, man. The Texan. Let's see the next one. Continent. An album from another continent. Let's see. And this is another one that could be new to me. Baby Woodrose. Excuse the glare, huh? A tongue with a hit of acid. Baby Woodrose is from Denmark, from another continent, way far away, and that was VCOT. New music to me, from another continent. Fantastic stuff. Price sticker. One with a price sticker on it. John Lennon. It's got the original price sticker on it. of when it went on sale for $7.98. It's a cheap price for an album, especially an album like that. Punk. A punk band. I'm going with Phlegm. Out of the DC area, Phlegm. Lead singer was Barry McAvoy. He went on to be an actor. He was on a couple different sitcoms, you know, bit parts on them. Some plays. He also wrote the movie Neverending Peace. Also could have used Minor Threat, another punk band out of the same area, but I'm using that for something else. But my punk band was Phlegm. Box set. Hey, man. Box set. The Jimi Hendrix Experience is a massive box set. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. I believe there's 7, 8 LPs in here. Jimi Hendrix box set. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. And we're going back to this Minor Threat album. There's a reason why I pulled it. One of the questions is, a album has to do with sports or a sport theme. Okay. How does Minor Threat have a sports theme? They were a straight edge band, which I was never even close to being straight edge. But the skaters loved this band. They were a skate punk band. Skateboarding is a sport. It is a sport. Those guys are athletes. So this is what I'm using for sport. For jazz, I just picked one out of my Blue Notes. I went there and randomly pulled it. It was Paul Chambers. This is on the Blue Note, the reissues that are going around. Paul Chambers, a wonderful bass player on this album. Kenny Burrell on guitar, fantastic guitar player. Hank Jones on piano and Art Taylor on drums. My jazz pick. A best of. Had to show the Grateful Dead. This is an album I hardly ever play. I may have never played it. It's the Grateful Dead. It's the best of. I've got all their music. I've got a bunch of live music by them. Their studio albums. I just had, even though I've got these songs, I just had to have it. Best of the Grateful Dead. A album with 8 folks on the cover. That's exactly 8. Exactly 8 people on the cover. I don't know how he came up with the number 8. Good thing he didn't come up with the number 22. That'd be hard to find an album with 22 people. A soundtrack. I'm going with Pink Floyd More. That's the original motion picture. I've never seen the movie. Heard mixed reviews about it. I actually like this album. I read an article by some goofball on the internet, and he listed it as one of the top 10 worst albums ever made by a major artist. I had to disagree with that. Pink Floyd from the motion picture More. VCLT, I got a lot of it this year. I've mentioned several times I won the VCO lottery. So the I couldn't just show one. So to make it fair, I'm going to show this album, Japanese pressing of Ram by Paul McCartney. The truth is, those Japanese pressings are everything they're made out to be. They're incredible, and this sounds incredible. I always heard about the Japanese pressings sound so good, and they do. And this was from Robert Z, aka Bobby Z, Robert Z. Every year for the last 4 or 5 years, he's hosted the lottery. And what he does, he gets 25 volunteers and himself. That's 26. Everybody's assigned a letter. Then once that's set, he has people enter a contest, some silly contest, a fun contest. The winner gets a prize from every one of those volunteers. Last year, like I said, I won it. There were 33 volunteers. I was one of them. So that meant 32 people were supposed to send me music. You know how many gifts I got in the mail? And this was the first one. And that's why I'm showing this as VCLT. He mailed this out like the next day because he had letter M, McCartney. But what I'm saying, go over and look at his channel. It's Robert Z. Volunteer to be a sender. Then when the contest actually starts, man, enter that contest. You're going to get hooked up if you're the winner. You're going to get hooked up like crazy. Okay, now we're at the part of the video, the 19th question, show an album with no writing on it. So I'm going to show Natural Milk Hotel. And this was part of my VC winnings from Chris Profi. It's a great album. I love this. Look at this album. I had to be honest, man. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what the hell this was when I first got it. There's no writing on it, not even on the spine, man. Chris Brophy, thank you. Okay, colored vinyl. Got Jeff Tweedy. But that's clear, that don't count. John Hyatt. How about this one? She's prettier than John Hyatt by far, and I'm talking about Margot Price. Everybody would rather see Margot than John Hyatt. No offense to John Hyatt. I love his music. Call that colored vinyl. This is from Margot Price live album. I could have showed this as a live album, but I went with Gary Collins Jr. as well. I mean, instead. And last but not least, album from 1982. The Clash. How about this, man? This was a badass album when it came out. I had a bunch of kids I went to high school with that were into prog. And at that time, I never got into Rush and shit. Though I did like Pink Floyd. I know they're considered a prog band, probably. And I'm not dissing prog, but when this came out, it was great, dude. You know what I mean? I know the 80s had a lot of hair metal in it and stuff like that, but they also had some bands like The Clash and Minor Threat and just were putting out some good music. Johnny Winter was putting out good music. And I'm not bashing hair metal. I'm not. And that is it for Vinyl Tag 2022. 22. Can you believe it, man? I mentioned this album, Kiss. I'm giving it away to a Kiss fan. Make a video. Show me a band with the letter begins with K, or it could be a solo artist, one that begins with I, first or last name, then 2 S's. Solo artist or band, first or last name, a K, a I, and 2 S's. Tag it the Happy Hippie giveaway, and I'm going to give it away on February 2nd. It's that easy. Guys, be cool, be good to each other, and keep it real.